Hi, I'm Atena, and I'm your local goblin artist. Some years ago, I came upon a world in a dream after binge watching Ginger Ninja World videos on her magical world story. And exactly 4 days ago, as of recording this, I decided to rework this world in a dream to an actual story with lore and actual characters. So, come with me as I tell a bit about the story and as I draw the protagonist, May Yumen. So, as I previously said, it is a magical story, and May, the one I'm drawing right now, is the protagonist. But I didn't explain it enough. This story is based on Japan, and it is a magical boy story. You probably heard of Mahou Shoujo, magical girls like Sailor Moon, Tokyo Mew Mew, the one I got me inspired, Prism, that is by Jinja Ninja World here on YouTube. And this one is centered on boys as the magical people. But it isn't really simple, or at least as simple as that. You see, magic has been intertwined with humans since, well, forever. But it's not every human that can use it or even see it. Most of the normal humans, called by these magical ones normies, they don't see the magic. They can see the results that it can cause on the physical world, like if someone lights a tree on fire, they can see the tree getting lit on fire, but not the magic being used to lit it on fire, if that makes any sense. The magical system is based on elemental magic, so you can imagine fire, fire and magic, or electricity, or air, or light, or shadow, and so on and so on. There are really a lot of possibilities, but the main gist of this is that, um, how do I put it? The main gist is that almost everything that exists in nature can exist as a form of magic in the humans. The ones that are able to do magic are called magic affine, or because they have magic affinity. And this is where we get to our magical boys, because there are 5 distinct magical boys in the main group. Of course, as requested by some friends, I'm going to be open to more magical people existing, not only boys too, but the main magical people in the story are the main magical people in the story are these 5 boys. The first of them is Yuki Hato, who is the student council treasurer and the overall brains of the team. Yuki is the nerdy type of boy, but the one that is kinda cute for most girls in school. Yuki is also light affine, so he has light affinity in the magic system. He is not the most powerful magical boy in the team, but he can certainly hold his own. The next one we have is Akutatsuki. Aku being a delinquent boy who really is who is I don't say his affinity because you understand what his personality is after. He has fire affinity, which made me do we have the brilliant oh god, have the brilliant idea to make him a hothead guy. I'm sorry, I love puns. So Aku is fire affinity, is a delinquent who is a hothead, but really is just a wannabe delinquent because he really doesn't. He really wants to act cool and tough, but he isn't all that bad. We have Akiro Hako, who is the leader of the drama club in the academy that all the protagonists study. Akiro is your typical popular guy, but not in the bad sense, in the good. Like he is your typical I'm going to go to this shy kid and adopt him popular guy. Not the I'm gonna bully you to your breaking point kind of guy. He's a sweetheart, and he is best friends with another character that I'm going to talk later. We also have Kizume Najime. Kizume is in his sophomore year, so he is the only one who is in his senior year in the academy. And he's just a baby. I love him so much. He's a narcoleptic boy, and he has shadow affinity. Now, this Kizume, I don't have a pun for him like I have for Akiro because he's a drama club and he has water affinity, which I forgot to mention. He has water affinity. But Akiro, he is supposed to have to be moody because, changes of the way the tides go and all that jazz with water. I'm being really, really cheesy and whatever other English word we can use to describe whatever I'm doing with these puns. We also have at last Kairo Sato, who is the stars of the sports club and has electricity affinity. Kairo is certainly something. He's prideful, a bit full of himself, not too much though. I don't want him to be hateable. I want him to be likable still, but in a way that makes people get slightly annoyed at how he treats others. He is overall a good guy. He is very energetic. Again, pun. He has electricity powers and all that jazz. Now, the character that I'm drawing, as you may have seen, and which I had an absolute problem with her skirt in the first drawing, her name is Mei Yumen. Now, Mei is a special case of people that hasn't been seen or at least talked about because Mei is a normie. She isn't able, or at least isn't supposed to be able, to see magic. But really early in the story, we find out that Mei has actually seen Yuki transform after she overslept in school and stood after hours. And she clearly described that she saw a beam of light before seeing Yuki in strange clothes, which she shouldn't have been able to see the beam of light. Yuki, as I said before, has light-based powers, so she's being able to see him change in a light beam is a clear indication that she saw magic. But she never, in any way, shape, or form, had any sort of magical power, or at least that she know of, seen magic before. This leads to the whole plot of the story. That is, why does Mei see magic when other people who are like her don't? This is what makes her different than the others. And this sounds really horrible because it sounds like I am not like other girls. I can see magic, but it is a good thing because this is the whole reason why everyone, every villain wants to get a hold of me, or at least every person that is bad in the story wants to get a hold of me. If she can see that, they can somehow make other people see it. And since most of the magical villains have some sort of had some sort of trouble in their early days with well with the people, the normies, not seeing their magic and treating them like crazy. If they find out a way to make her show them, then they can prove themselves, and they will not be seen as crazy, and the world will fall into their hands. At least that's what I want the villains, or at least most of the villains, to think. It is a concept that I never really saw being done this way. Like a protagonist who doesn't get the magic, who isn't in any way, shape, or form wanting the magic, but they are involved in the magic and they can't get rid of it. You know? She isn't a magical person. She doesn't want to be related to magic. She wants her life to be normal, and her to be normal, so she doesn't have these boys walking around after her, or having to keep an eye on her, or maybe, or like people looking at her like she's crazy because she saw something she biologically shouldn't be able to, and so on and so forth. She just wants to take naps in school when no one is looking, or hanging out at the mall with her friends. She doesn't want out of this, and she's constantly being dragged into this same situation of she being in danger and being helpless, at least by her being helpless by her own hands on the situation. I thought it was a cool concept. Now onto the art piece in question. This is a simple reference sheet for her. I didn't put any color swatches because I didn't shade it, so I didn't think it would be necessary. Um, as you may have seen before, I had some trouble with her skirt. I think I mentioned it. Yeah, I mentioned it, but her skirt, the first time I drew it, was the normal Sailor Moon style skirt, and I've never been much of a fan, but it is like the basic way most people draw school skirts, and I didn't like it. I had to change it to a more my style skirt. The color palette for the academy that she studies is mostly bluish with the occasional cyan. So I thought, honestly, I'm way more intuitive on the color picking, but I just thought it would suit her if she had the blue contrasting with her green eyes and the rest of her overall really warm color palette, besides the school uniform, of course. Now her civilian outfit has more reasoning. You may have seen that right now, actually, I have toyed with the idea of putting on her sweater some blue. And that is because each of the colors, beside the pink is her color, but beside the pink, each of the colors on her outfit in general are supposed to be based on the boys. So we have red for Aku, we have yellow for Kairo, the blue in her jeans for Akiro, the purple in her sneakers for Kizume, and her choker thingy is supposed to be gray to be representing of Yuki. So I wanted her to have basically a bit of the colors of all the other main characters to unify the designs. Because this is the outfit she will most of the times have when they are fighting crime and having to drag her around. Because if they don't keep an eye on her, she can snitch their secret identity to someone in school or someone outside of school, and they will have some really bad trouble. Being a magical person is it's not that it is badly seen, as it is seen as just being crazy, but it is kind of a difficult thing for the boys, at least, because they are seniors in school and they have this problem to have themselves have they're still alive, they still have things they need to do after the school hours, like they have homework, they have to have a social life, most of them, because some of them are quite popular or have at least a friend group, and they need to balance that out. And if the people that they trust in their personal life find out about all of the magical things, they can basically go away from the boys, and they will be alone to deal with their problems by themselves. And this is not what they want. Anyway, I have rambled way too much, so I'll leave you guys with the little bit of the speed paint that there is still, and in the end you will see the final picture of the artwork. Have a nice day, noon or night, and and uh, and I need to think of a catchphrase too. But bye bye.